I've been pretending I'm deaf and mute at my new job to avoid socializing. I've been very withdrawn lately, and I saw the idiots who would be my co-workers. I decided I was going to pretend I'm mute. The job itself doesn't require to talk at all anyway. Only thing, the manager who employed me knows I bloody well talk, so it won't be late before they catch up. I'm kind of screwed. I assaulted and coerced my friend at the age of 13. I'm 18. This week I have been in my hometown. An old best friend I had lives nearby. When I was younger, 7th grade, I remember telling her I thought she was clingy and that I didn't really want to hang out anymore because she'd ask me to hang out all the time. I wanted space. We had been friends for about a year, best friends. And I did some fucked up things. I had phone sex with her GF at the time. It was awful. I treated her horribly. I texted her yesterday a huge paragraph explaining how I was sorry for calling her clingy and doing what I did with her GF. I said she looked nice. I meant it in a friendly way. I told her that I'm sorry if when I hit her up it came off as a dick move. She texted back today, basically saying that I must have a completely different perspective. I told her I wanted a chance to apologize for what I did since I was here and that it had been a while. She was completely taken back and said I must have a different perspective than her. She brought up the fact I used to ask her to kiss a lot. That I brought her into Victoria's Secret to try on lingerie in front of me. I did. That I had phone sex with her girlfriend. That I grabbed her butt a few times. That I made her uncomfortable and then called her clingy and annoying. She was completely taken back. I didn't remember any of that and said that she will never feel comfortable in a room with me. I didn't even know how to respond. I didn't even think, if any of that, when I wrote the apology. I haven't even thought about any of that. It's like I completely forgot. The only things I remembered were calling her clingy and doing the stuff with her GF. My heart fucking dropped. As a kid I used to play doctor with my friends. I was 5 or so and want to check their lower area. I have felt guilty about that for years because I know now that was assault. And now I just got hit with this and I realize I fucking assaulted this girl. I fucked her head up so bad. I don't know why I did any of that to her. But I know when I was around 5 my parents thought I had hormonal/weight issues, so they brought me to endocrinologists. They'd pull my pants down in front of my mom and check my pubic area, and they'd feel my boobs too. And it was always make doctors, and I dreaded going because I knew what was going to happen when I got there. I didn't know why they checked there. They never explained it to me. It was like this until I was 10 to 11. When I was around 12 to 13 I started talking to people on Kik. And I'd sexy older guys and they'd send me stuff and call me teen and reinforce the fact I was a child when they'd sext me. And since all of that I became really sexual. I touched myself at a young age and started talking to people on the internet. And it's not an excuse, but I just want to know why the fuck I would do that to my friends. I don't know how I could do all of that to my friends. I moved a few years after and was raped only a year or so after moving. I got pressured into having oral sex by women and men. And all I can think about is how I fucked my old best friend up without even knowing that I was assaulting her and basically grooming her. I didn't even know how to apologize because that shit never leaves you. And the fact she said she'd never feel safe in a room around me made me feel like some kind of serial rapist. I was 5 and 13 when I did those things. I don't feel like I have done any of these behaviors since I was 13. I know that no means no. I literally don't know what to do with myself. I basically just realized I sexually assaulted my friend at 13 and didn't even remember it when I first apologized to her for something completely different. I think about my rape a lot and I would never want to see my rapist again. And it fucks me up beyond compare. She feels the same way. I was fucking 13. I didn't even know that's what I was doing. And she used to say things back like that I'd look good in thigh highs. Was it because I was fucking grooming her? I'm beside myself. I don't know what to do because I basically groomed her. I never ever kissed her. I did grab her butt. We never did anything else. Ever. I don't even know how to apologize without seeming like I want sympathy for being assaulted myself, or without making it about me, or sounding fake, or sounding like an only sorry because I got caught. I'm in therapy for my rape. It's the hardest thing I've had to get over. And now I see I did something similar to a friend when I was 12 to 13. Edit/update. I told her that I wanted to apologize for how what I did affected her, and that I wish I could take it back, and that I acknowledge everything I did. She hasn't answered, which I understand. I don't want to continue saying anymore. I don't want sympathy from this post. Yes, I was a child, but yes, I could done things different. But I didn't. My assault is no excuse, and I know that. This was 5 almost 6 years ago. I'm in therapy, and yes, I will be bringing it up. I'm trying to work through my own rape right now. Thank you to all who gave me ideas on how to apologize in a more respectful way and how to let the situation be. I'm trying to do the right thing. I accepted counterfeit money at work and lied about it. My first job as a 16-year-old was at an obscure indie movie theater on the well-off part of town. During holiday season, we were required to check $50 and $100 bills for counterfeit. A man comes in and orders a large popcorn, then whips out his $100 bill. I swipe it under the counterfeit machine and it doesn't flash green. I verbally express how weird, the machine's not working. Then I use the counterfeit pen and drag it across the bill. The mark turns black, indicating that it's not authentic. I look at the bill. I look back up at him. I look at the bill. I know I should ring for my manager to come out, but I'm standing 2 feet from this man, all alone. How am I supposed to discreetly deal with this? Being young and alone at the front, I did not want to make some sort of scene or cause him to get angry or run away. I think to myself, what the hell? No one would use counterfeit money at a movie theater anyway. If it's actually fake, he probably doesn't know it. Lol. I just continue the transaction and walks out with his popcorn and says have a good day. And then I realized he came into a movie theater just to buy a $5 bag of popcorn and pay with a $100 bill. This man gave me a fake $100 so he could get $95 legitimate cash in return. I never said anything about it to the managers, even a few weeks later when they asked the whole staff where it came from, because I thought that I would get in legal trouble for accepting it. Oops. I drunkenly stole a handle of vodka, took some, returned it to the owner, and, sort of, got busted. Last weekend I drunkenly stole a handle of vodka from this girl's kitchen when nobody was in the room. I was meeting these people for the first time. The next morning I took it out of my bag and realized what I did and felt bad about it. I thought it'd be best to return it since it would definitely be traced back to me. I was the only one who wasn't friends with the apartment owners, saying I grabbed the wrong bottle sitting out on the countertop by mistake, so that's what I did. Before I gave it back, I put a little bit in a water bottle cause I didn't think they'd notice, and why not? King's tax. Yesterday I returned the bottle using my BS story and apologized. Of course it worked, and she thanked me for returning it. Great. Today she and her friends confront me about it, saying I stole her shit. We see the bottle was half full and now it's like a quarter full. Naturally I denied all accusations. I briefly explained myself. If I wanted to steal your alcohol I wouldn't have returned it. Should look like an honest mistake from their perspective. It was sitting out on the countertop after all, and there were plenty of other people there. They clearly didn't believe me, especially her friend who was quite rude about it. I know I'm gonna dwell on this for a while. BC, I do feel bad, but I can't return it. Winter break is about to come, so I won't have to see them for at least 2 months. Hopefully it'll blow over, and if not, my school has 29,994 other undergrads. I tried destroying people's computers, stealing personal info, throw away for obvious reasons. So I was recently ratted. If you are uninformed as to what this means, let me give you a short explanation. A remote access tool, or RAT for short, is a virus which, when executed, allows an external host to control your computer. The options they have are limitless but include password finders, keyloggers, webcam view, desktop control, and tons more. I recently found out I had been infected with one of these Trojans and promptly reinstalled Windows and took the necessary precautions to make sure it was removed. Then the thought came into my head. What if I did this to others and infiltrated their computers just to scare them shitless, or getting into their accounts and posting horrendous shit on social feeds, even destroying hardware? So I look up some shady YouTube tutorials and install the shit, build the exec file and send it to a file hosting service, etc. I set it up correctly and even got it through a few ads. I did end up getting it on some poor guy's PC in Poland, but I just trolled him with fake error messages and he immediately started system recovery. But I was never actually successful, thanks to this one guy on Discord. Basically I tried advertising this Among Us hack to a bunch of randoms on Discord hoping one of them would bite, and then this guy calls me out for my rat, and due to the fact I'm a complete noob, failed to even encrypt it. So we start chatting, and I admit to attempting to rat him, and he ends up being a pretty chill guy, and I end up realizing how fucked up this is, seeing how dumb what I'm attempting to do is, and I ended up uninstalling everything and removing the rat from the file hosting service. So in the end, no real harm has been done. I have since realized what a shit thing this was to do, and I genuinely feel bad about doing it, just because I was pissed off that it had happened to me. Stay safe out there, and have a nice day. I got a fish hook stuck in a girl's leg when I was 9. So I was in the Boy Scouts when I was younger. My father was in the troop as one of the leaders and loved doing outdoor stuff with me and the troop. We went on many camping trips, and on our way back from one we stopped a local forest preserve for lunch. We all sat down by a creek and ate our lunch. Some of the kids played near the water and around our tables. There was another family close by that was fishing in the creek. After eating we hung around for a little longer to play and relax, and the kids from that family eventually came our way and fished by us. We talked to them, and at one point I asked if I could fish with one of the kid poles they were using. A little girl about 5 to 6 said yes, and gave me her pole. On my first cast out, as I reached back to cast the girl ran past me, and the hook caught her leg. I didn't notice, and flung the pole forward, and the hook went into her leg and out, and you could see the barb on the hook was through as well. She did not cry, but was stunned by the hook in her leg. I looked at her, and just slowly handed her the pole back. She took it, and just walked off to her parents. Moments after she got to her parents she started crying very loudly, but the only people who saw what happened was me, my friend and this girl. The parents never came over, and we packed up shortly after and left. To this day I never told anyone this as I still feel bad 20 years later. I'm very surprised the girl did not tell her parents, and that none of the adults with us saw.